Hello everyone and welcome back to Tron Identity. Let's just continue where we left off. Alright, to the landing pad we go to see this proxy. The only access and exit point to the building since Grish locked you in. The landing pad juts out of the side of the repository like a grid bug clinging unsteadily to a mountain. You're starting to relate to grid bugs. You're no negotiator. You have never interacted with an active crime directly. The disciples of Tron investigate. They do not instigate. A yell tears through the rain, breaks your process. Greetings, program. She stands in the center of the platform. Behind her, a stolen recognizer takes off, soaring back into whichever corner of the city it's usually hidden. She walks towards you. Her swagger implies casual charm, but you can sense a readiness to strike. Danger may not be present, but it is certainly pre-cached. I said, greetings, program. A playful anger crosses her eyes. Do you have a name? I mean, I already know that she's proxy, so completely unnecessary. Let's just say I'm query. She laughs at you. You're more of a riddle wrapped in an enigma. No, it's... I know. You're DOT, right? Sworn to find truth outside the wheels of power, etc., etc. But it's still a charmingly fitting name. I'm Proxy. I'm sure you've already been told a great deal about me. Why don't you give me your side of it? I'm a scoundrel, a ne'er-do-well, a good-for-nothing. Well, nothing except liberating the property of bigger scoundrels. She does a little sarcastic bow. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I think we're going to be very good friends, Detective. I don't know about that. She's toying with you, testing your boundaries. Before you ask your questions and we get to negotiating what happens next, I have one pressing question, if I may. Go for it. It's less of a question than an observation, really. It unsettles me. My question is, why is this landing pad not secured? No guards, nothing preventing my landing, unloading. My code whispers trap to me. I should have been surrounded by 6 angry programs with discs in hand the moment I set foot on such sacred ground. The word sacred was stressed, ringed for every available drop of sarcasm. No offense, but you're not as scary as the welcome I anticipated. Something happen here? Are the usual programs occupied? You know what happened. I do, but you look so keen on explaining. Silence. She giggles to herself. An explosion tore apart your vault, and when someone like me sees that happen to a facility legendary for its security, I think to myself, maybe there's an opportunity there. And then, when I arrive and see that the guards have scattered elsewhere, I become certain that there's an opportunity. She gestures at you. You're all they had to send up to me, no doubt tightening security around the zealot prince. How is Grish, by the way? You know each other? We used to. We fought together in the war. I think we took wildly different lessons from our time together. The first sign of weakness, a little sadness, crosses her face. It's gone in an instant, partitioned away under layers of bravado. I'm here because I see an opportunity to take something of my own, while you're busy chasing around that other thief. More work for me. Yes, and I'm happy for you. She leans in conspiratorially. Should I leave you some interesting clues? Maybe some kind of code for you to unravel? She's working very hard to appear confident. It's almost working. Confident, but out of boasts. Ask your questions then. Tell me about the war. She looks down. Nothing to tell. A bad time. A time I'd rather forget. A gift the users didn't grant us. No, cursed to remember everything that happens to us outside of errors and glitches. Can you imagine what it must be to have the power to curate your memories like a user? That is not how it goes. I mean, if only. She shakes her head. Tell me what you're going to steal. I doubt that she will, but sure. Data. There are great secrets being kept in this building. One in particular has infinite value. I need it. She smiles, empowered even by the idea of it. How do you know it's here? Everything is here, Query. Ada's garden contains everything our society has ever created, and everything gifted to us by our Creator. When Flynn created this grid, he left behind code which would empower a program in ways we cannot imagine, give them abilities beyond anything any program has ever possessed. I will find that code tonight. It's here somewhere. I mean, let's indulge her. Where? I don't know. I will. Are you going to hurt programs tonight? Only those I need to, those that get in my way. Matter of fact, to the point, no bravado. Technically, I want to say both, but let's go for that one. De-resting is easy for you. She gestures as if throwing her disc. It's all in the wrists. I do what I have to survive. She holds your eyes, no budge. Let's move on. I don't know if I want to stop her or not. I mean, to be fair, I don't want her to have those kinds of powers. Good. I think I'm done talking. Her tone has shifted. The bravado of earlier has slipped away. She's finished playing. I'm going to walk past you now. I'm going to walk past you and into the repository. Once there, I will do what I have to do to find what I came for. You need to get out of my way. She reaches to her back, draws her disc. It sparks and shivers with energy. You have no doubt she knows how to use it. You should not have that kind of power. No one should, really. Yeah, I can't do that. Think about this, Query. Think about who you're defending. You do. She may be right. Prince and his staff have hardly demonstrated perfection so far. And then it happens. She moves fast, closing the gap between you and holding her disc to your neck. You feel the sizzle of it brush against you. You instinctively draw your own disc, just like you were taught. You hold it millimeters from her neck. A few particles of her hair turn to light and drift off the platform, sliced by your weapon. You're fast, program. She jumps back, adopting a throwing stance. You mirror her. I mean, I guess I should follow through, shouldn't I? Oh, you're not going in there.
I mean, I don't know how good Query is at fighting, but yeah.
Then I suppose this conversation is over, Query. She draws back her disc, curving her back and shoulder, begins to throw forward. This moment matters, a choice either way.
So, attack or give up? What? Those are some weird choices. Well, not the attack one. I mean, going by the movies, throwing the disc, I mean, that is what you do in the games. She could easily avoid being hit by that, I guess. But I mean, what would dropping my disc do? I mean, I don't think she cares if she attacks an unarmed person or program. I mean, I feel like that one is a silly choice. I mean, yeah, I don't trust Prince. Definitely not. But also, yes, he looks reddish, although I think he is supposed to be orange. So, I mean, he's not necessarily bad, and I mean, the red ones are not necessarily bad, I guess. I did look up, like, what the colors signify, and it's not black and white. It's not like, oh yeah, you are definitely this if you're this color. There's gray areas, I guess. But not as much as with normal people, obviously, because these are programs, so they're code. But they're also like AI, I suppose. We're basically like not descendants, but like we're trying to emulate Tron, right? And he fought for the users, which means protecting their vision, and in this case, Flynn's vision. Sure, he wanted information to be freed, but I don't think he wanted every program, or just any program, to have the kinds of powers that she was talking about. I'm guessing basically the powers that Flynn had. I don't think he would want that. Because, I mean, sure, he was a visionary, but even he would probably understand that in the wrong hands, that kind of power is going to be misused and used against others, and, you know, kind of create another clue, but in a very different way. And not necessarily better, definitely not. So, yeah, I definitely don't want her, someone like her, who is just after her own survival, to get those kinds of powers. I mean, we don't want anarchy. So, yeah. Throw the disc. You flick your wrist, the disc flies at Proxy. It's not a strong throw, but it doesn't need to be. It's perfectly aimed. It hits her square in the chest, cutting through instantly. She turns to light in front of you, then shatters, washed away by the wind and rain. Nobody else needs to get hurt tonight. All that remains of Proxy is her disc. You pick it up, make a mental note to pass it to Prince when you see him again. Your ethical standards prevent you skimming a program who can no longer consent. A pity. You imagine this disc would be fascinating. The rain continues to smash the landing pad. You stand alone. You did that which no DOT must ever do. You made a decision. It's becoming a dangerous habit tonight. It's so cold out here. Okay. Let's go and talk to the automata again, Sierra. now that we don't have Grish with us. The library feels like a mirage. Given everything else that's going on in the rest of the building, it is peaceful, calm. The trees shielded those here from the memory bug. It seems it also shielded them from the petty concerns of Proxy and the others. As you enter, Ada ushers you over. She seems less comfortable than before.
Greetings again, program.
She looks around, checking there is nobody with you. Definitely uncomfortable. What's wrong? Ada gestures to the door you entered through.
She's coming here, isn't she? The thief?
Well, she was. You weigh up whether you should tell the librarian what happened on the landing pad.
Did she say what she was looking for?
Some kind of super-powered modification.
The key. I've heard the stories too. Code that grants the powers of a user. If it exists, I've never seen it, and I've seen most things.
Somewhat reassuring.
It must be elsewhere. She must know that.
Ada seems reassured.
I hope I did not give you the impression earlier that I am naive. I have my dealings with the outside world. I understand the nuance of my code's work. Its ethical complexity.
It must be tiring, holding so much control. She looks at you quizzically.
I am unable to read you, Query. It is unsettling. I need to confess something to you.
I'm listening.
I worry that I may have played a role in the theft, and now in Proxy's attempt.
You stole something?
In a manner of speaking.
She breathes deeply, centering herself. Eyes still closed, she continues.
While I believe that information must be controlled and structured, I think that it must then be spread. Our administrator, Prince, has been more cautious with this than I'd like. Take Sierra over there. The automata had to send him here to bargain for access to our records. Why could we not simply share? Data pruning is important. Public access must be shaped and refined. But if the public never has access, then what purpose does that serve beyond a pretty garden inside a box?
Another deep breath, a little shudder in this one.
I've been releasing small packets of data, highly curated of course, but I've been releasing them. It was intended to inspire, but I worry it was too successful. Rumors of secrets still hidden here have been circulating, building interest.
You think that's what brought Proxy here?
In part. I think the data I shared probably put us on her map. There is nothing more precious, more important than the data we possess. The information in this room, in the repository as a whole, is all we need to guide our culture. I made our work more prominent in a way it had not been before. I opened the door.
You let that hang in the air for a moment. You're not responsible for the explosion. I mean, she might be. I mean, obviously not directly, but I highly doubt that. But I mean, I don't see what point it serves to report it to Prince. I mean, obviously he would want to know, but I don't see a point in her being punished for wanting to share, like she said, highly curated pockets of data. I mean, like that is in the spirit of Flynn, so I mean, maybe not the highly curated bit, but you know, that information should be free. Well, yeah, let's go for that one. You're not responsible for the explosion. A smile.
Not directly, no. I should have seen it as a likely outcome, though. A gift for prediction. It's a perk of my work. She steps out of your way. You should talk to Sierra. He spoke highly of you after your first meeting.
Good. That would make this next interrogation easier. You walk out onto the viewing platform. Sierra stands enormous, watching you approach. Query? Read any good trees lately? Sure. Too far away, but I can see some of the titles from here. Riveting. Sierra smiles warmly. I found our last conversation engaging, refreshing to experience a little respect. He leans forward. How can I help you with your investigation? I am happy to answer any questions you might have. You stand in front of Sierra. He sits. I am grateful that you came alone. Ask your questions. Tell me about Ada. He looks over at her, back to her pruning. She has been kind to me. Well, as kind as the situation allows. We have had a number of conversations about this library. Do you have trees like this in the sprawl? We have trees, but not like this. For us, data grows wild and beautiful. We would never corrupt it through editing or controlling it in the way done here. I have no complaints about my treatment by Ada. What's your opinion of Grish? Not very good. I don't want to talk about that program. Alright. Where were you at the time of the explosion? I was in here with Ada. That's why my memory was unaffected. I was on a tour. You wonder why this alibi is only coming up now. Why nobody asked. You suspect you know why. Yeah. So you couldn't have done it. You know, I think you might be right. Sarcasm. Do the automata want anything in particular from Cora? And to be left alone, mostly. Access to this data would be a beautiful addition, though. This data belongs to all programs, not a select few. A sincere answer. No more questions. Good. A thought occurs to you. I mean, that is because he already suspected him. According to Grish, he is guilty. No questions asked. So, let's go for this one. Why didn't Ada already tell me that you had an alibi? Sierra laughs. After all you've seen, all you've investigated, you still presume that a puppet of Core's would actually go out of their way to be helpful? He laughs again. It doesn't feel good. Maybe I did it remotely. Maybe I'm pulling the strings. Maybe I masterminded that thief's appearance too. He stands up. The laughter stops. I think I'm done with this now, program. Ada runs up, hearing Sierra's bellowing laugh at the other end of the library. Is everything all right? Why would you ask that after someone laughed? Why didn't you tell me Sierra was here during the explosion? She looks at her feet. It was inconclusive data. You pruned. You held back just enough to stay in control, as is your nature. Sierra is staring sternly at you. I am done. I heard you. He steps forward, brushes a hand against the force field, making it sizzle. I am innocent. Allow me to leave. Ada looks confused. But Grish commanded, Sierra points at you. He is the assigned DOT to my case. If he chooses to, he can end my questioning at any time. And if there are no questions, then I will leave. You considered his request. I mean, if he was in here, then... and I don't think that he triggered it remotely. Because why would he? Sure, he might have assumed that Prince would not agree to share the data that he was interested in. But attacking... I don't see that helping in any way. It would just make things worse between the two sides. So, and I don't see how he could answer any other questions if he was in here. So, yeah, switch off the force field, Ada. Is that a good... Do it. She does. Sierra stands, seemingly surprised by your decision. I'm free to go? Yes, I know my way to the sprawl if I have anything else to ask. He nods. That's all the thanks you'll be getting. He steps past you and slowly makes his way to the elevator. Was that wise? I like that one. Truths can't be contained. Obviously I agree with that one as well. And that one, but that one sounds more profound. She looks after Sierra as he gets into the elevator. I suppose not. The force field begins to reactivate. You turn and walk away, past the trees and the waterfalls. It seems more peaceful now, less corrupted. Another decision. Yeah. And honestly, I do not care what Prince thinks of that. And next time I think we'll go back to the vault and investigate. But for now, I am going to be ending this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye!